welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're doing well. Welcome to the video and welcome back to another book haul. I feel like I have just done a book haul, but that is because I did a dedicated book haul for all the books that I got signed and purchased at SeniorLitCon. So it's been a while since I've done an actual book haul, just of like special editions that I've gotten in book boxes, books I bought myself, and books that were gifted to me. So I'm gonna sit down and talk about that. It's been quite a long time since I did a haul, honestly. And these are not all of the books. Some of the books that I have hauled recently are packed away in storage. These are just the ones that I've hauled and brought with me and acquired since I've been at this house. So I'm gonna quickly go over everything and hopefully it'll be a quick and concise video. I'm going to try not to give too many synopsi of these books just because I don't want this video to be too long. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about special editions, and we'll get into gifted books and then books I bought myself. Okay, I'm going in no particular order. These are just ones I have on the stack. The first one that I want to talk about is Ink, Blood, Sister, Scribe. This is the Owlcrate special edition of this book. I did pick this up for a book club that I'm participating in, and this is Amanda's book club. This is the very first book in the book club, and I definitely wanted to participate and support a really good friend of mine. So we have Ink, Blood, Sister, Scribe. I didn't need to get a special edition to read this book, but when I saw how beautiful it is, I couldn't resist. These things just really do suck me in, and I did get got with this one, but I am excited to give it a go. I don't know anything about it. I can hardly remember the name at times, but it does, from what I can remember, sound really good, so hopefully I will enjoy this one. Up next, I can't remember if I hauled these or not, so I'm just going to talk about them. I got Hideaway and Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas, the second and third books in the Devil's Night series. The first one is Corrupt. It came as a reprint from the Mystic box, so I decided to snag myself copies so that my editions would match. So I have those ones. These are dark romances, kind of like second chance romances, very, very dark. Has to do with characters that go out one night every single year called Devil's Night and wreak havoc. Some of the participants in Devil's Night, the main guys get sent to jail, and this is their like revenge stories on the women that framed them, I think. I don't really know. It's been a long time since I read Corrupt, so I don't know if that synopsis is correct, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's what that one is about. Then we have an Owlcrate Jr. book, No One Leaves the Castle by Christopher Healy. I do not know what this is about. I didn't even take the plastic off. As you can see, it's very shiny, but I do get Owlcrate and Owlcrate Jr. books free for review, so I do want to see if I like the synopsis of this one and decide whether or not I want to keep it, but this is one that I did receive. So I am excited to read more middle grade next year, hopefully, so we'll see if that actually gets done. Up next, we have Garden of the Cursed by Katie Rose Poole. This is an Owlcrate edition, if I'm not mistaken, and it is another absolutely stunning edition. I really love the fact that Owlcrate is now starting to do like taller fantasies, whereas theirs have always been a little bit shorter. So I really love this edition. Again, I don't remember what it's about. It's a YA fantasy. That's really all I know. The back says, "Secrets can't protect me, only the truth can." So hopefully I can get to this one soon. It is stunning and quite short, so I will put it on my list for sometime soon, maybe. Then we have a Fairy Loot adult book, I'm pretty sure, and this is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. This is another Shakespeare retelling, but an adult fantasy this time. If I'm not mistaken about that, I apologize, but that's what I can remember about the story. I am excited to give this a go. I didn't love Chloe Gong's other books that I read so far, but I'm excited to give another book in a different world a try. What I did like about Chloe Gong's books is her writing, so cross my fingers that this one is better than the other series that I now cannot remember the name. I have another adult Fairy Loot book, and that is Forged by Blood by, I'm not going to try to pronounce that author's name, but there it is if you want to try and figure that one out. But this one looks absolutely stunning. That being said, I don't know a single thing about it. It says, "They took her language, her mother, and her home. They hunt her people for the blood magic that sings through them. Now Demi has their prince and no intentions of letting him go. There will be blood." So I'm excited to give this one a go. I love a book by Black authors about Black characters, so I'm excited to give this one a ride, and again, it's absolutely stunning. Lots of Fairy Loot books. The next one that I have is Threads That Bind by Kaika. Oh man, these names are just a little too rough for me. Again, another absolutely stunning edition from Fairy Loot, one that I am excited to give a go, but again, I don't know a single thing about it. It says, "The Moira born always came in three, like the Moira, the goddess of fate themselves. The firstborn was a spinner who could weave new threads. The second was a drawer. She could elongate and shorten a thread, intensifying or weakening the corresponding feelings, and the youngest was the cutter, able to cut whatever thread she desired, even life threads. Cutters were the dangerous ones." So I'm excited to give this one a go. It sounds like it could be a very interesting read, something a little bit different that I haven't read before, so hopefully I will get to this one soon, but again, fantasy is just not really in my wheelhouse right now. Then we have an Owlcrate book. This is Omen of Ice by Juice Accardo. This is a Fae story. It says, our lives cannot stop. They will all be watching us. And from what I can remember, this is a Fae book, but yes, it says, when a Fae falls in love, it's forever. It's another stunning edition. This gives me very much winter vibes, so I'm excited to give it a go. I do love a good Fae story, so every time those ones pop up, I tend to be more inclined to pick them up. So I will hopefully be picking this one up in the winter time and see if I like it. I actually have a duplicate of Threads That Bind. This was an Owlcrate edition. Also very, very pretty. It has like one of those like clear dust jackets, and it's very stunning underneath the dust jacket itself. On the back of this one though, it says, feel your fear and keep going anyway. So I'm excited to give this one a go. Hopefully I like it enough to keep 2 copies. Then up next we have a Owlcrate book, and this is Zara by S.J. Jones. It says, magic flickers, love flames, chaos reigns. It does look like it's going to be a very stunning book if I go by the outside of the novel, but I'm excited to hopefully enjoy this one. Again, don't remember the synopsis. When I get a book box book, I read it one time and I'm like, sounds good, and I never read it again. So hopefully I like that one. Up next, we have Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This is one of the Afterlight books, a absolutely stunning book. I believe this one follows a girl who's a wedding planner. She gets a very, very large job, and she ends up having to work with her ex-boyfriend, who is a florist. Maybe it's her ex-fiance. I don't know, but it sounds absolutely amazing, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I'm really excited to give it a go. Then we have The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hassem. Again, I don't know what this one is about. It says, get ready for an unmissable tale of shattered kingdoms, forbidden magic, and cunning royals in Sarah Hassem's Egyptian-inspired epic fantasy debut. At 10 years old, the heir of Jasad fled a massacre that consumed her entire family. At 15, she buried her first body, and at 20, her carefully crafted lives are starting to crumble. This sounds incredible. I've heard mixed reviews so far, but I am intrigued to give it a go. Okay, up next I have the Chapter 25 box from Kate Stewart. I did get the full box, but I'm just going to show the books off today. This is The Raven Hood, so we have Flock by Kate Stewart, absolutely stunning with gold foiled edges. Then of course we have Exodus, which is the second book in the series, again another stunning edition. And then we have The Finish Line, which is the last book in the series, and again absolutely stunning. So I'm excited to have these ones in my possession. I will be doing a reread of the series very, very soon. I love it so much, and I'm so happy to have these editions. Up next I have some Barnes & Noble exclusive editions, so nothing too crazy about these ones, but I did want to talk about them. I have Wolfsong and Ravensong by TJ Klune. I did technically already buy Wolfsong in the other edition that came out with Waterstones, but he has since changed the person that's doing his special editions, so I wanted to get the shorter versions that all matched. When they all come out, they're all the same height. So I have the series already. I have it down here in the indie published versions, so I'm excited that he's coming out with the traditionally published versions. I will snag myself copies as they come out. I also got sent the reprinted version of Heartstopper Volume 4 by Fairy Loot. There was an issue with the first round of prints. Apparently, there was some numbering issues on the page numbers, so they did a reprint of it, and I just got this one in the mail a few months ago. Didn't have a chance to haul it, but I do already own it, so I will eventually get rid of one of my copies because I don't need to, but I am excited to have this in my hands. Another Barnes & Noble exclusive, I got Lore Olympus Volume 4 by Rachel Smith. I just love the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions so much that I had to pick this one up. I haven't read Volume 3 yet, but I am very excited to continue on with this series. It just hasn't been a priority for me in recent months, but definitely one that I'm hoping to read either in the fall or the winter. I have 2 books that came in my bell box. The first one is Mine for Yours by Harlow Ray. Never heard of this one, but I love this edition. It's absolutely stunning. I don't know anything about it, but I'm excited to give more Mystic Box and Bell Box books a try. And then the next one we have is 3 Trends to Seduce Your Best Friend by Penny Reed. This is not my favorite edition that's come in a bell box, but it is still very, very pretty, just not a fave. And I'm ending off my special editions with a bang, and that is my Fairy Loot edition of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is absolutely stunning. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge, huge fan of Fourth Wing, and I'm just really excited to have this special edition in my hands. That being said, this is not the cover that comes with it. It actually comes with the standard cover on the front, but this is the reversible dust jacket, so I decided to turn it around just because it's absolutely stunning. And it just has maps on the end papers, which is kind of hard to see because I currently have these washi taped down so I can get it perfectly wrapped because I was having a hard time. But yeah, this is my special edition. If you guys haven't read Fourth Wing already, please do it. This is like my 4th copy of this book. I don't want to talk about it. All right, those are all the special editions. Let's talk about books I was gifted. Okay, so it's been a little while, like I said, since I did a haul. So most of these books that I have that were gifted to me for my birthday. So let's talk about those ones, and then I just have like a handful of books that were gifted just because. So for my birthday, Nikki, Dana, and Karina gifted me some books, so thank you so much to them. I think I might be missing one, but I can't remember what it was and where it is on my shelf. So if I'm missing one, I'm so sorry to the girlies, but they gifted me The Ritual by Chantal Tessier. This is a dark romance, dark college romance that I've heard really good things about. It is on my September, what month are we in? September TBR, so hopefully I like it. They also gifted me The Heir and the Rebel by Sophie Lark, the illustrated editions. These are absolutely gorgeous, and I am trying to build up my collection of these ones. I'm assuming that at some point they're going to do a reprint of these ones. Ashley's been picked up by Bloom, so I'm hoping to get them before that happens, but I'm just so happy to have these editions in my hands. Thank you so much to the girls. I really, really, really appreciate it. Then from Clint, he gifted me Loveless by Alice Oseman and Twist Me by Anna Zaras. I don't know what either one of these are about. I know this one has Ace Rep, but other than that, I'm not too keen on the synopsis of either one of these. Eventually, I will read them and hopefully I will really enjoy them. But yeah, synopsis and I are not meshing at this time. Then from Sterling, he gifted me Catwoman Soul Stealer by Sarah J Maas. As you can see, I do already own the hardcover, but I own everything Sarah J Maas in both the hardcover and the paperback, and I needed this one to complete my Sarah J Maas collection. As of yet, like there's nothing else that I need and own that she has published that I don't already own in like 17,000 editions. This one also has DC icons on the side. This is a Catwoman retelling, and I'm really excited to get to this one. I'm just hoping to finish up the Throne of Glass series first. And the last things that were gifted to me from Dana, so thank you so much, Dana, for sending these my way. The first ones are the second and third book in the Windsor Brothers series by Katerina Mora. I don't know which one is which, but we have The Temporary Wife and The Unwanted Marriage. These are both marriage of convenience stories, if I am not mistaken. At least that's what I can remember from the first book in the series. I think they are all marriage of convenience, but I'm not quite sure. The first one definitely was. I didn't love the first book, so I'm hoping that books 2 and 3 work better for me, but we shall see. And finally, she gifted me The Right to Move by Liz Tomford. This is one of our books for the Swoony Readers Book Club. This is next month's pick, October. Yes, October. That took me a long time for my brain to understand what the hell I was trying to say. But I will leave the Swoony Readers information down in the description box below if you are curious. That is a book club that Nikki, Dana, Karina, and I all run. It is a romance-focused book club, and I am very excited to read this one in October. All right, that is all of the books that I was gifted, so let's get into all of the books that I bought myself. We have 2 large stacks, so let's breeze through. First one that we have here is One Last Rainy Day by Kate Stewart. This is the spin-off series to the Ravenhood series that I talked about a little bit earlier. I am very excited to give this one a go, and hopefully I love it as much as the original trilogy, but I've heard that this is another one that's just going to break my heart, so I'm a little bit afraid, but I am going to be reading this one in October when the audiobook comes out. Another book that I picked up from Chantal Tessier is Sabotage. This is a novella in the series. I believe it's technically the 3rd or 4th book in the series, but you're supposed to read it before The Ritual, so I did pick myself up a copy. Then we have Radiant Sin by Katie Robert. This is the 3rd or 4th book in the series. I don't know. This is the Dark Olympus series. These are all Greek retellings, but set in the backdrop of contemporary Dark Olympus. So I'm very excited to get to the next book in the series because I believe she has books, the next 2 books in the series dropping this year, so I need to catch up. Speaking of Liz Tomford, we have Mile High. This is the 1st book in the Windy City series, the Swoony Readers book club pick for the month of September. So if you guys are interested in joining us, I believe by the time this video goes up, we will still be before our live show, and where we're going to start this book, and then a live show where we will discuss it at the end of the month. So if you are interested, this is a enemies to lovers, or I'm sorry, hate to love, I wouldn't call it enemies, but hate to love romance between a hockey player and the flight attendant that runs their private jets, and they have a non-fraternization clause between these two, and it's technically like a secret romance. I've heard really good things. I'm very excited to read this one, and hopefully I really love it. Up next, I have Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. This is the next book that the author has published. I have read both books by Rachel Griffin so far, The Nature of Witches and I can't think of the other one. Nature of Witches, and I'll put the picture on the screen. I genuinely cannot think of what the other book is, but I have loved both of them quite a bit, and I'm very excited for her next book. I believe this one is adult, if I'm not mistaken, and it is absolutely stunning. I picked this one up as a pre-order because it's stunning on the first go around, and I absolutely had to have it. Also, the end papers on here are absolutely stunning. So if these are still available and you're able to snag yourself a first printing, I would definitely recommend it if you are interested in the book. I don't know anything about it. I know it's going to deal with witches, and it's a fantasy with some type of usually like economical issue that we're dealing with in the world at the forefront, but I'm very excited to give this one a go. Hopefully I love it. I'm supposed to be reading it this month, so we shall see. Then we have books by Carissa Broadbent. I bought many, so let's talk about them. First up, we have Children of Fallen Gods. This is the second book in the War of Lost Hearts series. I did read the first book this month and really enjoyed it, so I wanted to pick myself up a copy of book 2. These are so chunky, but I chose to go the hardcover route because Underneath the Dust Jackets are absolutely stunning on all of our hardcovers, so I wanted to snag myself the hardcover editions. I'm very excited to have this one in my hand, and hopefully I can get to book 2 relatively soon. Then I have the Crowns of Nyaxia series, first one starting with Serpent and the Wings of Night. Then we have the novella in between, which is 6 Scorched Roses, and then we have The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I am very excited to give this series a go. I've heard really great things about this series, even more than the War of Lost Hearts series, so I'm excited to pick this one up very soon. I did end up picking up all 3 books in the series because these recently got picked up by a traditional publisher, and they did change the covers. I believe as of right now these are no longer available to buy the hardcovers, and again they are stunning underneath the dust jacket. And the last Carissa Broadbent that I have is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I picked this one up because I was invited to be a part of a book club that is reading this book. I will leave all of the information for book clubs and everything like that down in the description box below if you guys would like to participate. But this is a standalone fantasy. I'm excited to get around to it. I absolutely love this one underneath the dust jacket, and hopefully I will enjoy it. Up next, we have God of Malice by Ringa Kent. I picked this one up because everyone and their mother has been talking about this, and I absolutely love these covers. So I refrained myself and only bought book 1 in the series because these books for some reason are so freaking expensive, and I don't understand why, but I'm very excited to give this series a go. I don't know anything about it, but Larry from Larry Reads has recently read this entire series and absolutely loved it, so I'm very excited to, or at least the first 3 books, so I'm excited to pick them up and see what I think of them. I also picked up The Plight Before Christmas by Kate Stewart. This is December's pick for the Sweeney Readers Book Club, so I definitely wanted to have a copy in my hands. This is the same author as the Ravenhood trilogy and One Last Rainy Day. I'm very excited to read a Christmas story by Miss Kate Stewart, and there's also a cameo from one of the characters from the Ravenhood series in this book, so I am so pumped for it. Hopefully we love it, and if you would like, please join us in December to read The Plight Before Christmas. Then I have 2 Megan Quinn books that I picked up. I did pick these ones up because Megan Quinn and the series got picked up by a traditional publisher, and I wanted my covers to match. So we have Not So Meant to Be and A Long Time Coming. These are the, what is this series called? The Kane Brothers. Oh wow, that was hard. The Kane Brothers, the first one being A Not So Meet Cute. I did read that one this month and really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to move on with books 2 and 3 following the brothers in this series. Okay, then I picked up quite a few Sophie Lark books. Sophie Lark on her website was selling out of the rest of her man covers for the series that she has, and I wanted to pick up signed copies before she was eventually going to be out of them. These ones are no longer available to pick up on Amazon. You can only get them through her website, and I think that she only has select few books left, but I was able to snag every single book from her that I wanted. So we have the Kingmaker series by Sophie Lark. These covers are absolutely stunning, so I'm so glad that I was able to snag them, and these are also all signed by the authors, so I honestly I'm just over the moon that I was able to snag myself copies. These are probably out of order because I pulled them off my shelves in a rush, but these are absolutely freaking stunning, and I love them so much. I'm so glad to have snagged these ones up. I also grabbed the Brutal Birthright series in the original man cover editions. So we have Brutal Prince, Savage Lover, Stolen Heir, Bloody Heart, Broken Vow, and finally Heavy Crown. And then lastly, I also picked up the Sinner's Duet, the original covers. We have There Is No Devil and There Are No Saints. I did love these covers when they were originally out, but I wasn't able to snag them, so I'm glad that she was still selling them on her website. Then we have Gleam by Raven Kennedy, the 3rd book in the Plated Prisoner series. I've been collecting these hardcovers for quite some time because they are absolutely stunning underneath the dust jacket, and when things like that happen on hardcover books, I just cannot say no. I've only read book 1 and I didn't absolutely love it, but I've heard that books 2 and 3 are much better, along with the rest of the series, so hopefully I like them moving on, because if not, I'm really sad because these covers are everything. I also recently picked up Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. This is the 3rd and I believe final book in the Knock 'Em Out series. I love the series so much. It's one of my favorites of all time. I loved books 1 and 2 so much I gave them both 5 stars, so I'm really excited to read the 3rd book about Lucian, who I've been waiting for 2 books. Then we have the last 2 books in the Magnolia Park series. These covers are no longer available, and quite frankly, the other new covers are absolutely disgustingly ugly. So I decided to pick up the 3rd and 4th books of the series before they went out of print. So we have The Long Way Home, Magnolia Parks, and The Great Undoing, and Daisy Hayes. So those are those ones. I also picked up 2 fantasy romance books. We have The Ambrosia Throne by Tati B. Alvarez and Black Sunshine by Karina Halley. I picked these ones up because these authors were going to be at Steamy LitCon, but there's that. I also picked up The Wrong Bride by Katerina Mora. I did talk about the second and third books in this series because Dana gifted them to me. This was the first book that I picked up because she was supposed to be at Steamy Lit. Again, I didn't love this book, but I am intrigued to get on to books 2 and 3. Okay, the next book we have is Not My Type by Evie Mitchell. This is a book that I'm very, very excited to get to. It sounds super cute, and I love a good book with representation, so hopefully I like this one. And the last 2 books I want to talk about today are That One Night and Pucking Around by Emily Rath, the novella and the first full-length novel in the Jacksonville Ray series. Love these books so much, and I'm excited to have them in my hands. Alrighty, friends, that is everything that I was able to snag over the last couple of months and bring into my home. I didn't expect this haul to be as big as it is because I am currently on a book buying ban, but as you can see, it's not going so well. So let me know if you've read any of the books I talked about today and what you thought of them. Also, feel free to let me know if you have brought any books home recently and which ones you're really excited to read. If you made it to the end of this video and you would like to leave an emoji, leave a knife emoji. That's the first thing that came to my head, so that's what it's gonna be. That is the end of this video, though. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and of course, leave any comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks, baby. Turn it down like a sweet and ready. Go slow, keep it nice and steady.